Hi, welcome back to the Ohio Boys podcast.
I replaced Mark for some reason.
Good riddance.
I just say welcome back. It's been a good. Actually, I had a good week. I had a great week. So how was your guys' week? Let's start off that.
It's been alright. I just worked a lot all week. I hit the bars to watch a few NBA playoffs games. Shout out that Celtics Sixers series because that's been great so far.
Fuck the Celtics.
I would say out of all the series I've been watching so far, the funniest one I've been watching is the Suns Nuggets. Not gonna lie.
Whichever of those teams wins is going to get boat raced by the Lakers or the Warriors.
I would say
Probably.
I would say neither one of those teams
Unless KD and Book really turn it on, I don't see how they're going to do anything against the Lakers or the Warriors.
Guys, LeBron. I'm just saying you can get to the finals, and depending on who he meets in the finals, that's it's a dub.
If it's the Celtics, it's a dub.
It's gonna be a Celtics ring this year. I'm calling it. It's a Celtics chip.
No.
Yes.
No, they're not good enough.
They are one of the best teams in the
I'm going to
league.
say Mark.
I think Jason Tatum is way too sucked off.
He's not though.
He's
Just
really
actually that
he plays
talented.
in Boston. He doesn't strike me as like an all NBA like superstar talent.
But he is.
He's a great scorer. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see it. I don't see how he could be the centerpiece of a team and they win the NBA championship. I don't get it. He's not dominant.
So if they win it and you see it, what are you gonna say? Like
If
fraud?
they win, it's gonna be because the whole team played amazing.
That's how the sport works,
It's a
Mark.
team game.
It's mostly a superstar game.
Mark,
Usually
they have two
when it comes down to
superstars.
the wire, it comes down to my superstar and your superstar going at it.
They have a superstar. They have
if it
two
really
of
came
them.
down to that, the Suns would win the chip this year.
No.
I'm about to say exactly.
The Suns.
You have to
The
have
Suns
some.
would win the chip if it was
It's
only
yes.
superstars.
The long term, you're right. For the whole entirety of the playoffs, you're right. When it comes to the finals and people's egos, it usually comes down to superstar versus superstar, not my team versus your team.
Mark,
It's gonna be Curry and Tatum or LeBron and Embiid, like AD Embiid. It's gonna be a duel between the superstars.
I feel like I get
there's a lot of
premonition
legacy
that AD would cook Embiid in the finals.
No, that's gonna be an interesting matchup.
that would be. I feel like
AD
that.
is
If the Sixers pulled it off, it'd be because of Harden.
I don't want to say all that.
I feel that in my plums.
Harden would have to pull his head out of his ass.
He did for Game 1 against the Celtics. he put the team on his back.
Yeah, and then
Embiid was out.
and then he had to go to Vegas and blow it out.
And then fucking
No.
Then the
Did you see
Celtics
that?
came back
He
with
had
their
to pull
nuts
Rodman.
hang.
No,
He
it's
had to
because-
pull Rodman.
It's because fucking what is it? The way that he plays and the way that Embiid plays, or the way that the team plays, is funnel everything through Embiid.
Harden has never dedicated himself to the playoffs. So I don't know, Phil.
I don't know. I feel it in my plums, Mark.
I feel like he's just there to get stats and then go get bitches in Las Vegas.
I disagree.
That's what I would do.
I
If
feel
was
like
an NBA player. I can't blame
if
him.
That's fair, and he's made a lot of money doing that.
if you're the 76ers,
Good on him.
if you're the 76ers, I feel like if you flowed the game through James Harden, let James cook, and just used
But he's not going to
Embiid-
cook.
But he has.
He doesn't cook
When
under
given the
pressure.
opportunity,
He
but when
does.
given the opportunity, he has. What is it?
He was like the Rockets.
No, when the stakes get past round 2 of the playoffs, James Harden is not him.
Mark, he's been to the Western Conference Finals at least like 2-3 times.
He's done what?
He's played
He's
better
lost.
teams
He's
and
lost.
lost. Yes, he went against better teams and
exactly.
lost. What are we saying?
Yeah,
You
the
know why
whole
they're
other
better
team
teams?
was better.
You know why they're better
The
teams?
whole
Because
other team.
Their
'Cause-
team isn't centered around James Harden. That's why. That's
Mark-
why they're a better team.
Mark, why don't you like James Harden?
Because he plays basketball incorrectly.
He does not.
Oh, the CYO legend over here.
I'm about to say, how
Put
does
him
he-
on the court.
How does he play basketball incorrectly?
No, because let me give you some perspective. When people give James Harden flowers, they give him superstar, top 5 in the NBA type flowers. And James Harden's not that type of guy.
When he was on the Rockets, he was. When he was on the Rockets,
Okay,
he was
but
a
what-
top 5 player.
He's not right now.
MVP.
He's not right now. We're talking about
because
right
the
now.
team doesn't allow him to do that.
No.
The system doesn't allow
Even
for
if
him
he
to
was
be great.
averaging 20 and 20, he's not a playoff.
The system doesn't allow him to be great.
Because Embiid is such a dominant force on the court. That's why it's so easy for him to get these assists. Like, don't get it twisted. Every single bit of James Harden's success is because Embiid is such a dominant force on the court.
But Harden was doing this before Embiid was there.
No, he
before Embiid was in his career, he was cooking. Mark, he won an MVP. You legit cannot say Mark, you legit can't say that he's not this type
I'm
of.
not talking about that type of player. I'm talking about this James Harden right now, right here.
In game 1, when he was the focal point, when everything ran through him, you won, and you won convincingly.
Okay, but there's not a lot of heat on him. You know why it was easy for him to do that? Is because everybody's looking at the MVP.
No,
the
because
current MVP, the most dominant player in the league. Joel Embiid.
I feel like if you're the 76ers, you should go back to the game 1 plan, and you should tell Embiid.
Embiid needs to
let Harden
Embiid
cook.
needs to take over.
No, Mark, he's
Embiid
been taking
tried
over.
and got
the focal point.
He's been
The
taking
Celtics
over.
let their nuts hang on him.
I would
the
say
last two games.
I would say the last 2 games he took over, and he ain't do nothing.
Listen,
He been struggling.
Embiid
They
needs
got
to-
blown out by 40 when Embiid was cooking.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Quite literally matters.
So
I'm trying to go to the next round. It matters.
when
It matters a lot.
When you're game planning, right, and you have more than one person to worry about, that's a problem. But if I don't have to worry about anybody else except for Joel Embiid, it's a lot easier for me to key in on that.
So guess what?
But
if you're the 76ers, wouldn't it make sense with what you're saying? Wouldn't it make sense of the 76ers if you ran the offense through Harden like game 1 because you know Embiid
But you know
is
why that
capable.
works? You know why that works?
Embiid is capable of taking over whenever he wants to. So if you cook
Exactly.
if you let James Harden run the offense how he wants, how he
It's
wanted
going to be easy for him, yeah.
So why would you not do that if you know James at any time
Because
Joel can go for
Embiid
20?
still needs to be a force on the court that the Celtics need to worry about.
Oh,
you can't-
rebounding. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna rebound.
Shut the fuck up. Joel Embiid is not Dennis Rodman. Don't get it twisted. He is not. He's much more
Rebound.
valuable
That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna rebound. You're gonna let.
He is the
You're
MVP.
gonna give James more looks. That's what
He's
you're gonna
the
do.
MVP. He needs to do more than score. 10
He
to
already
get me 10
got
rebounds.
the MVP. He doesn't need to do that much more.
Phil.
He doesn't.
He got the award.
It's about
He cares
advancing
about
now.
winning.
Okay, yeah.
He cares about
If
winning.
they
Okay,
care
and-
about winning, they should do what they did in game
So
1.
When he wasn't there,
So hear
and
me
James
out.
Harden went for 46.
Hear me out. You're not even letting me finish. So, if I'm the Sixers, I want them to worry about Joel Embiid. I want them to try and game plan for Joel Embiid. I'm going to make it a point to try and get Joel Embiid the ball in the beginning of these games and then switch over to James Harden.
That's fair. Just split the game.
Because I want them thinking about Joel Embiid to make James Harden's life easier because his job is not that complicated. Everybody's keyed in on
But
Joel Embiid
the
and
past-
trying to stop
but the
him
past two
from
games-
blowing up,
but the
as you should.
But the past 2 games, they've done that, and they've lost. But the first game when Harden was the one cooking, when he was chefing it up,
Tyler,
when he was in the back
No,
stir
they
frying
did not
it,
do that.
guess
They were
what?
trying to force feed Joel Embiid the ball the entire game.
Game 1, no, they weren't.
He wasn't in the game. Game 1.
No, I'm not talking about.
That's what we're talking
I'm
about.
talking about when James Harden was cooking, right?
When game 1, when he was cooking, Embiid wasn't there.
Okay, but
What do you mean?
Talking about.
What are you talking about?
No, it's dumb to take Joel Embiid out of your offensive game plan. Is what I'm saying.
Mark, no, it's
Put him-
not.
you put him on the
It's
back
dumb.
burner and you bring him in on like the second half.
Mark,
No, you're not bringing him.
Yeah.
If he's
James-
not playing in the first half, he's not playing in the game, Phil.
No, he should play in the second half. He'll
that's-
come out
that's
fresh.
dumb.
He's the closer.
okay, no. I
dumb.
disagree with that. I think he still plays. He starts. He's your best player.
He's the best
he
player
starts.
on the court.
But you funnel the offense through Harden. Harden, you go cook. You do the shit you were doing in Houston. You do it now. The shit you was doing game 1, you do it now. Because if
Right.
he starts cooking, he heats up early, and he's feeling it good, and he's feeling good. Okay, Joel, hey, homie back there, they worried about him. They trying to stop him.
If
Joel's
I'm them, I want two bodies.
assist.
I
Like,
want
what are you
two,
talking about?
I want 2 dudes looking at Joel Embiid while he's sitting in the paint.
I disagree. I want 2 dudes. I want 2 guys looking at James Harden.
No,
I want 2
dudes
guys
looking at Joel Embiid so that James Harden can do what the fuck he wants.
No, I want 2 guys looking at James
James
Harden.
Harden can do
because
what the fuck he wants when there's one person guarding him.
Joel Embiid is gonna be that much more efficient if there's one guy. If they're setting a trap on James Harden, two people boxing him out.
They're not gonna start trapping James Harden to let Joel Embiid.
See, watch game one. They were game one. He was cooking. They were like, oh damn, this nigga really hitting. This is lemon pepper Houston. This is lemon pepper Houston Harden. This is different. He's hitting. This is Houston Harden. The strippers in Houston were like, damn, I remember that.
This
man.
is why I don't.
I remember that, man.
I don't think the Celtics are winning a championship. The
Celtics are gonna go to the finals.
They probably are,
but
unless the Knicks do it. Listen, hey, Knicks.
The Knicks are not doing it.
The Knicks will probably go do it.
New York is not allowed to have nice things.
The Knicks ain't beating Boston.
Hey,
New York and Boston.
New York. Let's go. Listen, I have so much confidence in the Knicks.
How are you gonna root for our ops, Tyler?
They're not my ops.
They just bounced us
No,
out.
Tyler doesn't give a fuck about Cleveland.
Tyler does care about Cleveland.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I does.
No.
It's just okay.
You're
Time out.
rooting
Hold
for
on.
the dudes who kicked us out of the playoffs.
You should have had a better big man. Why is your big man playing good?
New York
The fuck?
and
That's
Boston
not
are
that's
not
not
allowed
their
to have
fault.
nice things.
That's not
If
my
anything,
fault.
I would rather the Warriors or the Lakers win another championship.
I would like
Nah,
the Lakers
can't
to
have the
win another
Warriors
champion.
win. I'm so sorry. I like Steph Curry, but some of the slander online, especially all you big national media people talking about how Steph is going to replace LeBron and all this other shit. Y'all need to stop.
LeBron? Who said that?
Oh, Stephen A. Smith said.
Oh my God.
No.
Why are we listening to Stephen A. Smith?
He's a good commentator.
Grifter.
He's like, no,
Stephen A.
he's
Smith has
not.
terrible
He's a
opinions.
grifter.
He doesn't. He's not a grifter. No, he's not. Stephen A. Smith is probably one of the most. Is like probably the best in his field.
Every time the
Is
Knicks
one of
are
the
in the
best people in
playoffs,
his
Stephen
field.
A. Smith
He
smokes
gives
cocks.
great. He gives great sports commentary.
When the Knicks are not in it, yes, he gives great sports opinions.
Mark, talking about the Lakers and the Warriors, yeah.
I would like to see
Steph
LeBron
Curry
get
is
another
not
chip.
replacing LeBron.
That's all I want to see.
Well, okay, think about it. Steph will have 5 rings. Steph will have 5 rings.
I don't care about 5 rings.
And probably 2 Finals MVPs.
Who cares?
And he would have.
He's not the same force that LeBron James was in his prime.
That's fair.
LeBron got a lot more
LeBron
other
owns,
accolades.
LeBron literally owns every single statistical category besides 3-pointers made in the playoffs. He owns every other all-time record in the playoffs.
But then at the same
Who else is?
But he doesn't have. But he doesn't have the rings. He doesn't have the championship.
I don't
He
think
has
that
4
really
rings.
matters. That
But
much.
to a lot of people, especially a lot of fans. Okay, to be fair,
They're dumb.
This is
They're
this
dumb.
is something that is talked about very highly on Twitter and shit like that. Like a lot of people do view the situation how Steve A. Smith views it. How can you say?
Because
how
of crowd
can you
think.
actually say
Crowd think.
Steph Curry? How can you say he's not better than LeBron if he wins 5 more rings? Especially if he
Because
if he
he
wins
has
a
better
ring,
teams
if
around him.
he wins if he
Sasha Pavlovich, bro. Drew Gooden. Who are these people? And he got taken to the finals. Steph Curry never did that. Never. Who did, like, Curry's always
got a
had
point.
Clay. He's always had Draymond on these teams. He had
But
2
that's
rings with
organic.
KD.
That's organic.
It's-
That's like they built a good team.
KD on your team is not
KD on your
KD
team
is
wasn't
never
organic.
organic on
But
the team.
but Draymond and Clay, those are organic wins.
Okay, but I will
I
give
built
him
that.
credit for those. You can give him credit for those and also say that adding KD to the greatest team of all time is not really that accomplishment. You didn't grind really for that ring.
All right, I think another thing to
If we're talking about weight on rings, like shut the fuck up.
I think
K-
rings are overrated, but I think it's
Robert
also
Horry's
how
the
you
GOAT
do
then.
on your team.
Huh?
I think it's also how you do on your team because if you
He
take
does great. He
yes,
leads
does.
the team.
He does, but with the help you have, like there are statistics that like you look at when LeBron left Cleveland, when LeBron left Miami, all that the teams immediately like plummeted. If you took Steph off of Golden State, they would still do far better than any team that LeBron is on when LeBron leaves.
I'll give you that, yeah.
Because they just
They
have a
still have
better
Clay.
core team
still have Clay.
around that player.
They still have Draymond. They still have Jordan Poole. They still have
Draymond's not that player that
He's
he was in
important.
2015, 2016.
He's still important.
He's
to
still
the
really
team.
good.
He's still a leader on that
Yes,
roster, whether you like him or
he's
not.
a leader. No. I agree with you
That's
completely.
what a
He's a great
championship
leader.
team has.
He's a great leader, but he's not gonna give you the points.
No, but you don't need points. You need leadership. You need just enough to get in the playoffs.
Of course
You
he's not
need-
gonna give
no,
you the
you need
points.
both.
He's more of
You
an
need both.
offensive
The
player.
Warriors literally did just enough to get in the playoffs. This is a perfect a perfect personification of that. If Klay Thompson played more games this year and Curry played more games this year, they would be probably a 2 or a 3 seed at the worst. At the worst.
We're going to be playing the Lakers.
Because the Nuggets got off to a hot start.
The Lakers would be playing the Clippers or somebody.
They probably still would have beat the Clippers.
They probably would have still beat the Clippers.
Yeah, because Kawhi always gets injured in playoff series.
How fucking sad is that Kawhi is like really that good of a player?
How sad is it for the
his body breaks down every time.
No.
And
I
Paul
do not.
George.
I just want
And
to say
Paul
this.
George.
I just want to say this. I don't agree with ownership. I don't think owners should have all this credit. Like one of the things I hate in anything is when the team win the championship, the owner comes out and like, yeah, give me the trophy. Like, no, get the fuck out the way.
So you
ain't
were
do
not
shit.
on the court.
Get the fuck out of here. But
Tyler,
this
they're the
organization, the
sanctioning
Clippers
body.
were robbed.
They are the guys with a lot of money that pay the guys that do the work.
They fund the league that.
I don't
that
give a
creates
fuck.
LeBron
I don't
James.
care.
They are
I
the
don't-
landlords.
I
Mark.
don't care. No, give a fuck out of here.
Okay.
No, nigga. You pay my. You
That's
foot my
my
bill.
company.
They are the
Fuck out of here. Bye,
If
bitch.
LeBron James works at my company, I'm going to take credit for LeBron James' success. Yes.
No, fuck you. Shut
I
up.
mean, I
no.
get it. We all want to be a
No.
scuzz sometimes, but like,
No, they're just old people who just yeah. I just want to touch. I can't do it myself because I'm never that great. Just get the fuck out. Go sit down, bitch.
No, 'cause,
No,
like,
get the fuck out the way. I hate that.
you see-
So annoying.
You see Game Time on HBO?
Yes, the Lakers.
Yes. This is a great series, by the way.
Amazing.
Only one season. Kind of disappointed there hasn't been more.
They're
come
they're
out
gonna.
yet. I'm excited for
I would
it.
say this, especially with the HBO series, they've been taking a lot longer in between their series. So usually it was like a year. They usually took like a year for production and everything. Now they're taking about 2 years for all their shows.
But anyways, like the insight in the
Go watch HBO. Fuck the bullshit. Make sure you
Tyler.
get Max.
Tyler, they're not
this
paying
is
our
not
bills.
an ad.
Fuck 'em.
This is not an ad because, like he said, they ain't paying us shit. Make sure you get Max
not
because
paying us.
hey, House of Dragons, amazing show. Euphoria,
Tyler,
amazing
Shut
show.
the fuck up.
Great shows out
Can
there on
I
HBO.
finish? Can I finish?
Yeah, you got it. I'm sorry.
So,
I just had to say that.
That show is based off of like personal accounts of Jeannie Buss and the stories that she has of her father, right? Like that's how they created this script. And the way that they talk about how the owners interact with each other, yeah, they take pride in having championships because you get to be in this little room, this little elite group of people that are very important to the league that makes everybody money. You know what I'm saying?
the little league Illuminati, Mark.
Yeah, kinda. So like,
yeah, it's an woman. It's a very exclusive
Like
country
fucking
club.
Warriors
NBA
owner-
Skull and Bones over here.
Yes,
No,
there's 30 owners. There's 30 owners.
Yeah.
Like so, like
30 owners.
there's not a lot of us. Like there may be a few ownership groups, but
And if I'm better at my job than you,
I can say fuck you.
I can say
if
fuck
my
you.
franchise has more money than you,
It's kind of like the NFL where you have like Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones and like the Chiefs owner, like
Robert Kraft is laughing at all of them. You have 2 rings, nigga. You haven't won a ring since the
But-
80s. Get the fuck out of my face. Like,
but
who are
winning,
you people?
But winning championships makes you more important.
Shout
in
out
that
to
organization.
Robert Kraft because Robert Kraft really has 6 rings. So fuck you. Fuck the old nigga. He hasn't done shit. You about to die in a few years.
Jerry Jones
and
got
fuck
3,
the
though.
Hunt family. Y'all
Doesn't
niggas
he?
only got 2 rings. Fuck y'all. I'm
All
still
right.
great.
I want to pivot off this.
What's else happening?
I want to pivot off this to NFL talk. Talking about
happening?
rings and potential coming into this next season. I feel like the AFC is going to be really shaken up this year.
Shaking up.
Yes.
Yes.
It's going to be,
Yes.
it's going to be way
hard.
more of a dog
It's
fight.
going to be really hard to make the playoffs, just like last year.
I
there was a
think-
lot of good teams that were on the outside looking in.
I hate to say it, but I feel like the Steelers really shored up a lot of things, and they're going to be better than they were last year.
It all depends on
They're-
Kenny Pickett.
See,
Hey, that's fair, but like they got other
See,
shit going on.
you say
I
I
feel
hate
like they'll be
Cleveland.
better.
He's about to shit on the Browns right here.
I'm not going to shit on the
Steelers
Browns.
colors, too. Look at this shit.
He's alluding
Hey,
to
come on.
I look
Motherfucker.
good. I'm not a Steelers fan, and I don't want them to win, but I feel like they're going to do better than people are expecting.
Change modes real quick.
He's wearing Steelers colors. Also in yellow.
This is gold. This is gold.
Suck me, Mark.
the
It's
purple
fucking
and
yellow.
gold.
It's not a good gold. I hate the yellowish gold.
It's yellow.
This is gold.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, good. Keep going.
the Ravens are looking
filming-
nice.
The Ravens are looking
I'm
hella
really
nice.
excited for the Ravens.
The Ravens are looking.
We'll see
looking good.
We'll see how it goes. They're gonna have a new offense this year. Obviously, they played Lamar. They signed Odell. They got a lot of You got a lot of living up to do this year on the offensive side of the football.
That's true. A lot of pressure.
They need to get it together.
But that's the thing. I don't think it is a lot of pressure. I really don't.
Who's their new OC? Did they hire a new OC or did they promote from within?
He got hired. He was the offensive coordinator for the last. He was with the Georgia Bulldogs last 2 seasons. Todd Munkins.
They're about to run the Stetson Bennett offense.
Do y'all think the Bills get fraud checked again this year?
Yes, they're not winning their division. It's the Jets are winning that division.
I don't think the Jets are winning.
The Jets are winning that division.
I don't know, man.
The Jets
The
would be like,
Jets are winning
wait,
that
who else
division.
is in the division? It's the Jets, the Bills,
Patriots and Dolphins.
The Jets are hard because they're
yeah,
always
yeah,
going to
yeah,
jet.
The Jets are winning the division.
The Jets
I
are
mean,
always going to jet. They came out 5-1 last year. Everybody was like, "Oh, the Jets are finally back. They're going to go to the playoffs," and then they choked. The biggest choke job I ever seen at the end of the season. So you cannot lock down the Jets for
Ladies and gentlemen,
just like you cannot lock down the Browns for
I would
anything.
like to
It's the
see
same
Aaron
thing.
Rodgers win a chip. It'd be nice.
Ladies-
I'm very curious to see how the Dolphins
I don't
do.
think Aaron Rodgers cares about football.
Guys, let me look at me. Look at me. Let me
He
tell
doesn't
you
care
this.
about football.
Let me tell you this. Aaron Rodgers winning his 5th MVP this year. His 5th MVP.
Probably.
I think he'd be tied with Peyton Manning, or he would overtake Peyton Manning. Either way, he's winning his 5th. He's winning his 5th regular season MVP. They're probably going to the Super Bowl.
All those first round picks.
Huh?
All those first round picks he finally got in a wide receiver.
Oof,
room.
shit.
Whew.
The
A lot of
Browns
them.
are going to lose in the AFC Championship.
But
I don't
We
think.
definitely. I think we break the playoffs for sure.
I think the Browns are going to the playoffs this
their
year.
defense
I've
still
changed my
leaves
mind.
some things to.
You don't think they're going to the playoffs?
I don't think so.
We have to win the division, probably, Phil.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know, cause I ain't gonna lie. All right,
Get
realistic.
a wild card slot.
That still be tough pickings.
It's a tough. It's a
I
tough
just say,
thing.
okay,
Because
if
you'd have to outperform the Bills, you'd have to outperform the Ravens and the Steelers.
We could outperform the Bills.
okay, so can I
I don't know about that.
Can I?
The
If,
Bills are a really good regular season team.
if I can say something real quick, I just like to say this. If I have the Chiefs winning their division again. I have the Ravens winning the AFC North. I have the Jets winning the East.
I don't think it's gonna be the Ravens. I think it's gonna be Cincy.
I disagree. I think the Ravens. And then I got the Jets winning the East. And I have Jacksonville because who the fuck else is in Jacksonville? I have Jacksonville winning the South.
Yeah, they'll probably win the South. They're playing bums.
AFC South is stinky.
And then you got the
The
Bengals.
Titans wasted another third-round pick on a quarterback.
The Titans stink. Stinky.
They have 2 third-round quarterbacks in 2 years.
Third round.
Yeah, Will Levis was in the 3rd round, and
Titans.
yeah,
Oh, my bad. Second
Tennessee.
round. He was the second round.
was he 2nd round?
Second
I thought he
round.
was 3rd round.
No, he was top of the second.
So they drafted Malik Willis and Will Levis in consecutive seasons. That is not good.
That's not. But they also shouldn't have drafted Malik Willis last year. That was
Their receiving core
dumb move.
is not to be desired. Their offensive line is starting to get a little washed up and old.
It's
No,
not
but-
to be desired. Mark, you can just come out and say that they fucking suck.
They do
I just say,
That's
but
what I'm saying. They fucking suck. There's no competition in the South, is what I'm saying. The AFC South is Garbo.
The poor
And
Saints.
so is the NFC South. The South is really stinky right now.
The poor Saints.
This
they're winning their division, so I'm not even worried about that.
Saints got Derek Carr. That's good enough.
They're winning their division. I'm not even
That'll
worried
be
about
alright.
that.
All they got to do is outperform the Falcons, and
That's not that hard because Desmond Ridder, their quarterback. I'm not even worried about
you have
that.
the Falcons. What?
The Panthers and
the
Tampa with Baker. I'm cool.
So we ain't fucking with Trevor Lawrence then?
No, that's
What's
what
up?
we're saying. Is that
What's
the
up?
Jags are gonna win?
The Jags are
Jags
only
are
but
the
you
division.
just said the whole division sucks.
the
Which,
Jags
like,
are only winning because their division's bad.
The Jags are an okay
not
team.
necessarily true.
That's
Last
100%
year,
true.
Last year.
They played a fraudulent team in the Chargers. Like what are you saying? Like
What do
you're
you
acting
mean
like
that-
the Chargers were good. The Chargers weren't
aren't
good.
They're just not
Oversucked.
really good.
No, they were oversucked.
But-
Super oversucked.
All right,
Fuck the Chargers.
All right,
Hey, check back
Let
to
me- wait, hold up, hold up,
check
hold up,
back,
hold up.
check back
Let
to
me ask
Ohio
a question.
Boys episode. You saw me saying it. I'll repost the clip. I said it.
Let me ask a question.
It wasn't a
Let
lie.
me ask a question. All
What's
right,
happening?
so what record do you have to be a good team?
I think a
Probably
really
10
good
and 7.
team. I think
11-6.
12 and 6, 11. No, not 11 and 7. I think
I think it matters.
you can't
more
go
who
11
you
and
beat.
6.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it matters way more who you beat rather than
Well, all right, so
your record. If I
real
if I
quick.
can crunch my way through the AFC South, it doesn't make me one of the best teams in the league.
all right, so if you go because you got 6 division games, right?
Then-
So if you go
wow.
6-0, half your wins are against them, and then you're out first round. Yeah, that team sucks.
No,
but
your
if
team
you're
doesn't
getting
suck. You're an okay NFL
Yeah,
team.
okay
You're,
NFL team,
you're in
yeah.
purgatory of mediocrity. That's what you're at.
But like, bro, any playoff team, no matter what division, it really doesn't matter. As long as they have a winning record or if they win a playoff game, because a few years ago, the Seahawks won and they had a losing record, right? So that was
Buccaneers last year went to the playoffs and they had a losing record.
And a few years ago, the AFC South winner went 6-10.
Who was that?
I think it was the Falcons. It was one of the last years with Matty Ice.
It wasn't
actually.
6-10.
He hasn't.
It was 6-10.
No,
I swear, 6-10 AFC South champ.
That's not the AFC South. That's the NFC South. If you're talking about the Falcons.
Sorry, NFC South.
And 2 years ago, the Saints won the division 2 years ago.
Man.
No, I'm talking a few years before that.
I miss Michael Thomas.
The Saints have won the division 2016 onward.
You're on the pod.
2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020.
What do you say?
Open the door.
Boo. Xavier late to podcast.
Boo.
I would say,
well, real quick. Last thing before
up?
I go open the door. Look, if you make the playoffs, I think you're a good team unless you're under 500 / if you win the playoff game.
Well, there's also good teams that also get fucked over by injuries and stuff. So
hashtag my Saints.
You know, so
you lose your quarterback, you're done for.
Go Jags. Go Jags.
Go Jags.
No, fuck Jags. Fuck you, Jaguars. You guys aren't good.
You know what?
You guys win only because
man.
you're the best in
you.
your division. Your division's not good. You're bad. Fuck you, whores.
I like Trevor Lawrence, but I like to see Xavier sad,
The
so I
Jags-
can't root for the Jags.
The Jags are not a terrible team. They're in that purgatory right now. They're like a budding team. They're really young.
They're
They're
gonna
just
pay-
starting to figure it out.
It's a hot prospect.
They're
It
gonna
is.
pay their quarterback and then be stuck with him, and he's not good.
Trevor Lawrence isn't.
No, he's
bad.
not.
He's
He's
bad?
he's
No,
he's
bad.
bad. He's
Bad.
bad.
No. He's not good.
bad.
Mid. He's like 11 or 12 of all quarterbacks.
I don't think so.
11 or 12.
Wait, where do you put Herbert then?
Herbert's top 10. Herbert's a top 10 quarterback.
Nah.
Justin Herbert's a top 10
I'll
quarterback.
put Lawrence over Herbert.
You're smoking penis. Get out of here.
I think
Penis
I think
smoking.
Herbert
Get
is
out of here.
overrated.
Get out of here. You're
You want to come
wild.
defend your team there, Xavier?
Talking
Lawrence
about the
versus
Jags.
Herbert.
Talking about the Jags.
Come defend your team.
What's wrong with the Jags?
He's saying how
They're
they're a shitty team, but I was
and they're only win their division because
I don't want to argue. He said the Saints were better than the Jags last
They
year,
are.
and the Saints didn't even make the playoffs and had a worse record. So I'm not.
They are.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He just likes
They
being
are.
retarded, guys. I
It's
swear
okay.
to God,
Don't worry, they play this year.
they do. And then
They're
what?
gonna-
When they
they're gonna
beat them,
dog
it's
them.
their injury. Michael Thomas's toe.
No, they're-
oh
no,
my God, they're riddled with injuries.
injury. You can't really blame him for that.
Right? Are you serious?
You trying to put money
his
on it?
injury.
You trying to make money on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
50.
Yes. 50.
50.
Put 200 on it.
Okay, 200.
I'm about to rob this thing.
It's gonna be crazy. Hey,
It's on the
Hey,
podcast.
hey, hold on, wait. How many time? How much time do we got till they play?
I don't know. The schedule
Oh.
hasn't come out yet.
Shit, cause I'm about
Yeah.
to buy a couple Muay Thai classes. Either I'm gonna get my 200 or you gonna get your ass whooped.
That's crazy.
I'm about to whoop your ass.
That's crazy.
And if they lose, I'm still not
Hey,
paying.
watch,
you.
this will be week 1.
What's gonna be week 1?
They will play week 1 probably.
That's okay.
You'll be hurt.
If the Jaguars lose, bro, I'm not paying you, bro. It's on the pod. I'm telling you now.
So where you got Herbert or Lawrence? In respect of how good are they?
If I'm being a buck 50
Be partial.
with you, in raw talent, Justin Herbert is a better. He's a more talented athlete, but Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback.
I agree with that.
Disagree with that.
Justin
completely.
Herbert
Because
is
Justin
a-
Herbert has been spoiled as far as talent on
No, I
this
was,
team.
I was gonna say he's a talented raw athlete. If they played against each other, I think it'd be a shootout. And Justin Herbert is more experienced, so I
think
think
Trevor
he's a
Lawrence
better
is-
he's a better
Yeah.
NFL quarterback. But I think that Trevor Lawrence overall will be a better quarterback by the time their careers.
I think
are over.
Trevor Lawrence is smarter. He makes better decisions with the football.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be in Jacksonville his entire career. He's
He is,
not
and they're
doing
about to win a
anything.
Super Bowl.
No, they're not.
Fuck, they
I
are.
don't
No,
know
they're
about
not.
that.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, we need to take the microphone. Here, Phil.
I'd honestly say this.
he's done with his hot takes for
I
today.
would say honestly, I would say this. With in terms of football, especially talking about them, I think the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers wins his second championship this year.
Fuck all this though.
What's happening?
I have a very important question.
Go Browns!
for
I
us.
just want to say that. Go Browns! I don't
Do
know
you
what we're gonna
guys-
do, but go Browns!
What do you guys expect from Deshaun Watson this year? Because
Better than last
MVP
year.
caliber.
I don't think he's going to be
You
MVP
think he can
caliber.
be MVP
no.
caliber?
Yes,
No.
yes. With the weapons we have, I do think
I think it's going to be
100%
very
believe
easy
they have.
for him. Kevin Stefanski schemes his guys open. he has Amari Cooper, Peoples-Jones, Njoku, Chubb. It's enough for Deshaun Watson to be very successful this season.
I think with the weapons we do have,
He's going to have a full training camp, a full offense install. Like, at this point, there's no excuses. You need to perform, but
He's not going to perform in the beginning of the season. He'll pick it up by the end of the
Browns
season.
never perform.
Disagree with you. I disagree with that completely because the Browns last year were great early. They tailed off towards the end. I think the Browns.
The team always quits.
No. The team. I would say earlier in the year.
Always quit.
Earlier in the year, again, a lot of the issues were because you didn't have anything to play for. If you know you're about to go home, like I'm not about to sit here and tear my ACL.
You don't have anything to play for except the millions of dollars we pay you to play.
No, they already get
That's
that.
guaranteed.
Phil.
That's guaranteed money. Like, I'm cool. Like you'll give that to me anyway.
guarantee you're gonna keep playing then.
Especially Deshaun's.
Nah, nigga, no, I'm not.
Deshaun's is fully guaranteed. If they take that off his contract, he's getting that in the signing bonus regardless. He's getting that $250.
I would say 230. He's 230.
230.
I would say no. If you ask me, I think that the Browns. I think Deshaun will play like MVP. Because the year before when he was,
so you're expecting him to be a top 5 quarterback,
top three quarterback. I expect him to finish.
Now, what's your
give you
worst case
5 if
scenario?
top 5.
What's your worst case scenario?
Worst
Tyler?
case scenario, he tears his ACL week 1.
If he's healthy.
If he's healthy,
I
top
think
10.
personally he comes out a little slow, and there might be a couple games where we have to run the football. My worst case scenario, my personal worst case scenario,
he's
is
a
that
top 10 quarterback.
he comes out slow and then heats up as soon as we hit division play.
That's what I'm saying.
Division, the first game of the year could be a division play.
Yeah, but then there's like a couple division teams you might play, but everybody's in division play by like week 6.
I would
You're
say
playing,
the Saints.
You're playing your division back to back to
The
back.
Saints played their entire division in the first 3 weeks last year.
Yeah.
They went Falcons, Bucks, then Panthers. It's like division play. I don't think.
That's because no one cares about the NFC South. We don't want to see that on our TVs.
We're gonna get that out the way.
I don't know how they had more primetime games than the Browns. So
the Browns don't deserve any primetime games yet.
Hush your mouth.
We might get flexed at the end of the season.
I feel like starting because I think in 2 weeks or so the schedule should be coming out. I think the Browns like 2-3.
They're gonna have 2 or 3 slots at the end of the season. They're gonna flex.
No matter how.
They're gonna watch Deshaun Watson like a hawk, and if he starts to heat up, they're gonna flex those to primetime games. Well, if he's playing where you say he should be,
top 3 player.
We're going to get 2 Sunday night football games at the end of the season.
Top 3 player. I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun wins. I think Deshaun will win comeback player of the year, and I think that he'll probably win MVP.
You think they're gonna give him that? You think he can qualify for that award?
Mark, yeah, he qualified. He's not
I
suspended
know,
no
but
more.
Tyler, he's not in the good graces of the NFL.
It don't matter. He's playing. Am I on the field? Am I having a comeback?
I guess if he's making no money, he will be in the good graces of the NFL. At
That's
that
fair.
point.
Money changes everything.
Jersey
Money
sales,
does change everything.
If your jersey's selling, it's selling. That's
I just say I think
I don't know if Deshaun Watson is gonna have a lot of jerseys selling.
dude. If he throws 20
Not this year.
if he throws
Next
20
year.
touchdowns in the first 6 games, he's selling a lot of jerseys.
This year, I agree with Tyler. This year, no. I feel like people are still kind of iffy on him being a rapist. Like, if we do really good this year, especially if he does really good this year, the switch up for next year will be insane.
If he throws 40 touchdowns this year, his jersey is going to sell.
Time out. I'll just say this.
If he throws 40 touchdowns,
I just want to say
he is
this.
going to
The
sell
switch
jerseys.
up,
Don't get it
the switch
twisted.
up on some of these national TV shows I be watching.
Even the local ones.
The switch up is gonna be. I'm gonna sit
It's gonna
there.
be a 180.
I'm gonna sit. I don't really tweet, but the little splicing I'm doing of this is you then, this is you now. It's like, come on, what happened? Because you said, because there are a lot of people that have said this was a bad, desperate move by the Browns. The Browns are just desperate and sad, and it's like
We are.
We
are. We
but
can be honest.
when it pays
But
off,
sometimes you got to make a baller ass move. You know what I'm saying?
when it pays
You've been in
off,
purgatory for forever.
when it pays off, and you said it was a sad, desperate move, and you overpaid, but now you have an MVP. It was like, was it sad and
Could you
desperate?
imagine if you could redraft the last decade of the Browns? If you
I-
gave Hugh Jackson Deshaun Watson, I wonder what would happen.
sadness, he'd get fired in a few years.
Do you think Deshaun Watson
Yeah.
would still be what he is?
No.
He'd probably be worse because he was in
I think it'd be
Cleveland.
squandered.
I think
I'm
it would
not
be
talking
worse.
about off the field, Phil. I'm talking about his ability on the field.
I was talking about off the field. I think the owner would
I
have
think
really
he's still
covered it up.
diddling people on the side, but
I think
but,
the owner would have covered it up even more. Even though
I don't think he's gonna play good enough to cover it up. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree with that. I think one, Hugh would have got fired a lot earlier if Deshaun was the quarterback. I think they would have really saw.
No, but think about it. At the time, they were really paranoid because they couldn't hire the coaches that they wanted. Because if I'm an interview,
If you want to
at
coach,
that time, we just fired 2 coaches after 1 season. So why am I going to take that job and then risk my career after getting fired for 1 year? If you're a coach and you get fired after 1 season, odds are you're probably not going to be a head coach for either a really long time or ever.
shout out to all the coaches making tons of money and you ain't even coaching no more. I'm jealous. I wish I could get fired from my job and they still pay me millions of dollars.
Did it die?
That's
Tap the
crazy.
screen.
Pause.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
My
Go
freeway-
Browns. Fuck with the Browns. Browns are gonna do great this year. Also, the Saints are gonna do great. Also,
Fuck you,
we love
Route
you.
2 in Painesville for being closed.
We love you. We appreciate you. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube. All that good
OBP
stuff.
Fest July 22nd. Cop your fucking tickets.
What
Get
he
tickets
said.
now.
Now. Limited. There, we only have
I'm not
like
gonna yell at
400
you.
spaces. I'm gonna yell at you.
VIP tickets. Keep an eye out on those.
Yeah, we got bottle service and everything. You can get a section at OBP Fest. Bring your little thotty friends so I can mac on them.
So bye. Have a good night. Bye.